I'm caving to the demands of at least maybe 3 or 4 people here on YouTube. And so, speaking in my videos, something I haven't done much of lately, because I don't normally make videos specifically for YouTube. They're basically a backup for my blog. And so today I decided a topic of interest would be one that came up recently on Sawmill Creek. The topic was setting your iron in a wooden plane. And so a couple people brought up various things that they use to set up the plane. I do so very simply. First, you can see the iron. This is a double iron with a chip breaker. I've set this to not that tight, not super tight, but tighter than many of you may set yours if you're not familiar with how close these need to be to actually function. I take the assembly, put the wedge. Now I know exactly where I want my wedge to sit. This is just a matter of experience, and it doesn't have to be perfect. The only thing I try and minimize how much I have to move the assembly, because on some of these the cap iron will move if you move it around a lot and mess up your settings. So here we are, right into there. Set this like that, flip it over. I'm a little bit prouder than I need to be, and I sight down the sole. This is how I check, but it is even across, so this would be a super heavy cut, and of course the wedge hasn't been quite seated all the way. So seat my wedge a little bit, back this out. As soon as it starts to sing, it's tight. And now I want to do my side to side just a little bit. It's going to be a pretty decent cut. If the camera behaves itself, maybe we'll be able to see it in this video. But basically I sight down the sole like this, and in my case I use the bench as a backdrop. Sight down the sole, I can see a dark line. That's the blade protruding above the sole. And I can see that if it's protruding evenly, it's going to cut evenly. I can see very clearly if I have to adjust it side to side. I don't have to do any goofy things like test shavings or anything like that. I don't have to run a board down the side. You need to. I try to eliminate those kind of things because they take so much time. And you can see fairly heavy cut, very even across. Trip breaker not engaged really heavily. It doesn't need to be on white oak, or sorry, it doesn't need to be on quarter saw white oak. Here's your shaving, nice and even. It's not thick on one side and thin on the other. It's basically even all the way across. It's going to miss in some spots because this board is a board that I join it on one face, saw it with a bandsaw to resaw it, and then I'm cleaning up that sawn face. Now, of course, I want to make it hollow first, and then when I run down full passes, I'll know that they're basically flat. There you have it, setting the plane iron.